Hello my lovelies and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jade and this is my crafty life.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day now. Set aside.
So as you can see today, we are finally going to carry on with this page. I'm hoping to get this just done today, done and out of the way. It's taken me way too many videos, way too long. Just months and months. I keep getting sidetracked with so many different amazing colouring books that I'm just neglecting this challenge so badly. So we're going to be hopefully getting this page finished today and maybe even moving on to another page. So we're going to get cracking. I'm going to get going as quickly as possible, and I think today what I'm going to start with is the bricks or rocks or whatever you want to call them. And I think these were going to be the colours that I'm going to go with. So we have here 10% warm grey. These are all Prisma colours, by the way. 10% warm grey, 50% French grey, 50% warm grey, 90% cool grey. So a mixture of all different greys. And I find that that is like a really good thing to do with the rocks. I've been experimenting a lot and I have done some rocks previously in this book before I started the challenge. So let me just find those and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Sometimes, like, obviously when you see rocks and bricks and stuff out in the actual outside wild, they're not all the same colour, they're not all the same shade. Even in the same individual rock they kind of vary from like daylight and just all sorts of reasons. So this book is getting so like messy and dirty, it's crazy. Here, so I've done these rocks previously and I don't know if you can tell, but they're like literally all different colours and all different shades. Like there's not just greys in there, there's like greys, greens, browns, and I really liked the way that they turned out. I'm going to go with a different kind of looking rock this time, more grey than green. But once I've laid these greys down, if I don't feel like there's a big variance of colour, I will probably add maybe a bit of a brownish greenish colour, or maybe even a bit of like a slate grey, like a bluey grey colour. So we'll see as we're going. Yeah, so what I'm going to put down first, I don't normally, let me just sharpen these and I'll come back. Now I don't normally go down with the lightest or the darkest when I'm doing the rocks. I don't know why, it's just my preference. So I'm going to go in with like a medium colour. I don't want to say medium, like the medium shades of grey we have here. And I'm going to put them down, then I'm going to go in and blend them all together. So I think I'm going to start with this one, which is 50% warm grey. And I'm just going to pop them down really like just all over the place. Just wherever really. It doesn't really matter too much, I find. I'm not like a professional or anything. I've just like, I really enjoy colouring rocks and I've experimented a lot with them and tried all different shades and all different colours, and just find if you just lay the colours down, it like opposite ends to start with and just like different per rock as well. Like don't do them all in the same corner with the same colour, like just move it around and it makes it look more natural, because obviously all the rocks are not going to be identical to each other, so we want to mix it up a little bit. I can't believe how long this page is bloody taking me. I did not intend, like I knew and I did say at the beginning of the colouring challenge that this is going to be a big challenge and probably going to take me a while, and I'm definitely proving that point. I'm only done one page so far. I don't know why I'm slacking so much with it, but I'm going to try and get like a load done. But I say that every time, so there's no point in me promising. We'll get it done at some point. Hey, how about that? There's just too many really cool colouring books at the minute. I've still been colouring. It's not that I haven't been doing any, it's just that I've been colouring other things and getting sidetracked. I've been doing a lot of painting as well. I've been doing some painting by numbers, all sorts of crafty things. I've also started a new cross stitch project. There's a lot on the go at the minute, a lot. As usual with a crafty life, it's how it is. I hope everyone's doing okay, by the way, as well as can be. This is a bit different for me as well, like talking while we colour. I normally just put music on for you, which I might do in a bit, but I thought it's time I sat down and had a little chat with the screen for a while. We haven't done that on a video for a bit, so it's a really rainy day today and I'm loving it. I love the rain, it's so cozy. Let me zoom in. I was actually meant to zoom in before we started. I wanted to zoom out at the beginning to show you. We also have the shiny stuff that we added last time on the lanterns and everything. That's all dry now. Come on, zoom in a bit more. There we go. I'm hoping that's okay for you. I'm sorry if the camera does start shaking all over the place. Alright, so now that we've laid that grey down, I'm going to go in with the 50% French grey and just add it next to it to kind of like blend it together. But still not filling the rock, just adding another little kind of section to it. But with this, I'm not just placing anywhere, I'm actually going in and I'm blending it with the previous grey and then creating like a blend outwards, if you know what I mean, so this section for the next colours. I coloured some rocks the other day actually. I think I might have it with me, hang on, and I will show you what I was colouring the other day because I kind of used, it's not exactly these colours but very similar to these on a little wishing well that I've been colouring, so I will show you that in a second. Been colouring rocks a lot lately, but I do like colouring them. Rocks and food are my favourite things to colour. And I don't know why food. I think I just, like, I really enjoy colouring strawberries and carrots. I have no idea why. Put some comments down below in the comment section on the video and let me know what your favourite things are to colour, like favourite, I don't know, like type of things, like whether it's people, whether it's food, whether it's animals. Just like comment your favourite thing to colour them. Even go even more specific than that, like I did with like not just food, and say like carrots and strawberries. Just let me know, I'm curious, and we can all have a look at each other's favourite things to colour because we all have different preferences. And I do get quite curious as to other people's preferences with this kind of thing, because there's that many different books out there as well. There's always going to be something for everyone's taste to colour. There's so many books out there now. Okay, that's the second shade or colour down, whatever you want to call it. I've just turned the fan on. I really hope it's not going to be really loud on the camera. It's not too loud here in real life, but I am sweating. So like I was saying, it's actually a really cosy day today. It's raining outside and I feel like it hasn't rained in so long. Yeah, 90% cool grey is the next one. So this is the darkest grey that I have, and with this one I'm not going in and creating its own section. I'm actually taking this in and I'm going over the top of some of the parts I've already done with the very first grey we added in, and just adding a bit of shade to that section. I know it's weird going over the top of what we've already done, but sometimes I do struggle with going in with the darkest colour first and I don't leave enough room for the lighter shades. And I just found that this does also help the darker grey blend in with the colours a bit better. And it just helps with knowing where you want to place the darkest parts, because if I went in with the darkest colour first, I don't think I would know where I wanted them to be. I'm not covering the whole part of the first grey we put down, only the slight part in the darkest corner. So in the corner that you did start with, so obviously where you put that first grey down, which was, which colour was it? 50% warm grey. I'm going over it, but not over the whole part of that grey, just a little bit in the corners of where we've already gone over, just to add a bit of darkness to it. And then we're going to go back in again with that warm grey and just go over the top of this again to blend it, because I don't want this to be completely covering that grey. I just want to add a little bit of darkness in there. I'm also not pressing on super hard with this because I don't want it to be way darker than the other greys. I just want it to blend nicely. So I'm actually going pretty lightly over the top and then even lighter as you're coming away to blend with the other greys. Yeah, back to what I was saying anyway, we haven't had rain in so long. It feels, we've had little droplets because we have cameras on our house and we have like a little screen in our room that we can see at all times like what's on the cameras around the house, and you can see obviously the weather. And at night time a lot, there's been a few like little random droplets but nothing like super rain. And today we have heavy winds and heavy rain forecast, so I'm really excited for that. I don't know if you're anything like me, but I get super excited for cozy rainy days. And I think the word for a lover of rain is called a pluviophile. I may be wrong, but I saw it somewhere on Facebook. And I think that's what I have, or am, or whatever. So now we've done 3 shades of grey, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this final shade, which is the 10% warm grey. And I'm going to add this in to obviously all the parts where there isn't anything coloured yet. But don't worry, we're not finished. It's not going to be crazy light at the end, like a big light block. We're going to be going back over with a few of the greys and bringing it into the lighter grey further. So this is just to make sure I had enough room to add the lighter part of the rock. I do also like to use the lighter grey to blend the other greys together. Sometimes it does help with blending it all together. But yeah, this is just a good way to make sure you have enough room for the lighter part of the rock, and then we're going to go back in again and add some more layers to it. What's everybody been colouring lately? Drop me another comment down below. Let's have a chat today. What's everybody's favourite colouring book at this very moment? Right now, when you're watching this video, comment down below your favourite colouring book of the actual moment. Because I'm not just curious, I also need to look in case it's books I don't yet have for my collection. Introduce me to some new books. I need to film another colouring book collection video this year. That's one of my most viewed videos, is my colouring book collection part 1 and 2. Part 1's the most popular one at the minute, but I need to film like a 2021 version, an updated version of that, because basically 2020 was when I was literally just starting to get into colouring. I'm sure it was the beginning of 2020 was when I started getting really into the colouring and doing finding out about all the communities and just getting used to everything and buying colouring books. And so now, obviously a year later, my colouring book collection has grown massively since then, massively. So it probably will be more than a 2-part video, or I'll just have to talk super fast. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with the 50% warm grey, which is the first one we put down on the page, and I'm going to blend this in again with the darkest grey we added and blend it out just a little bit further into the next lightest grey. You don't want to bring it in too far and ruin what you've already put down with the lighter part, but you do want to bring it in a bit further than what it was, because these bricks has got too much of a light area. But we're also going to be using the next grey to deal with that. This is also just to ensure that some of this grey is showing after you've blended the dark grey with it. And this is also to blend this grey with the dark grey, because when you put that down, that doesn't always blend too well. So you have to go back in and reblend. Blend, blend, blend. It's so weird because I don't even know how I got into the colouring thing. I don't know if any of you remember how you did it either. But obviously I've kind of always coloured from a young child. You kind of always do when you're a child. But when I was younger, like everyone else I'm sure, you would just go in and not think about the shadows and the highlights. You would just colour, like colour blocks of colour and everything. And I don't know, I'm sure like last year I decided I'm going to like, well I got a colour, I was like, oh I'm going to get a colouring book when I went shopping. I haven't coloured in ages and blah blah blah. And then I started, I think my first colouring book was this one, Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. I can't remember. Oh no, I tell a lie, it was some of the Mythomorphias and stuff like that from Kerber's, and it was those books because I got them from a shop called The Works in the UK and they were really really cheap, like £5 I think. Yeah, so I got them and I was like, oh this is really cool, this is like completely different to colouring books I'm used to when I was younger. And I started looking through Instagram at other people's like adaptations of those pages and how they coloured them in, and then I started realising like, oh my god, there's a whole massive community behind this. And I could see so many different colouring books everyone was using, and that's when I started looking into different colouring books online. And then I started joining the communities like on Facebook and Instagram and everything, and then I was seeing that there were so many different mediums to use, like all different brands of colouring pencils, and then there's markers and paint, and then obviously the whole colouring world just blew up from there in my mind. And voila, this is how this became. Very strange, just happened. Okay, I'm going to go back in with the second lightest grey, which is the 50% French grey, and we're going to add this again, and we're going to blend it with the grey we just put down, and we're also going to blend it further into the lighter grey that we put down. So obviously these rocks have turned out really really grey, but if you wanted to add a bit of different shades in there like browns and greens, then that would also look totally cool, because it would look a bit like you've got mossy rocks or just like weathered rocks. Like the other ones I showed you, they were like quite greeny browny colours, and these ones are just more like greyish, but I wanted these to be more greyish to represent a bit like a castle wall, because obviously there's a dragon and things, so I wanted it to be more like castle-ish looking colours. This is just the first little section of rocks, they've got a few more to do, but I'll do them a bit quicker. And I'm just going to go back in again with the lighter grey, blend that into the grey we just put down, and then voila, these rocks should be done. I know it's a lot of blending and a lot of layers, but sometimes that's what really makes it pop and really makes it work, because you can't always get the perfect blend the first time round. You have to work out where all the colours are going to go and then like re-blend. Okay, what do you all think? That's the first bit of rocks. I know there's a big contrast between the light and the dark areas on it, but I don't mind that too much. Hopefully you can see it okay, not really focusing, but yeah, there we go. And then let's move on to these. We also have these, where is it? These and these to do. So what I'm going to do now, I've showed you the first bit of the rocks. I'm going to go in, colour these, but I'm going to speed it up for you, so it's not going to be in real time. But I did show you the first section, so all you need to do really is either fast forward the next bit till we get to the next like stage in the colouring picture, or you could just leave the fast forward on while you're colouring them, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to fast forward the next few sections because now you know what we're doing. It's basically going to be the same with all of them, so Remember, we go down with the warm grey first. Pop these in the corners. Okay, there we have it. So we have done the bricks finally, and we've done section 1, 2, 3 and 4, if you can see them all. We also did the bricks around the doorway, so the next thing to tackle is the door itself, which I think I'm going to do in like browns because it looks like a wooden door, I guess. So I'm going to put these greys away since we don't need them now. I really badly need to organise my pencil case. I don't know if anyone else is the same, but I tend to take out a group of pencils at the same time, and sometimes I leave them everywhere because like maybe I'm in the middle of a page and I don't want to forget what colours I'm using, which I should use my trackers but I don't. And so when I do come to put them all away in the pencil case, sometimes they get just shoved. They're still in colour categories, but they get shoved all over the place. For example, this is all of the greys, and none of them now are in the right order because obviously you have like 10%, 20%, 50% greys, so you can put them in order, but they're not now. I need to do a massive sort through of my pencil case, reorganise them, make sure I'm not missing any because they're probably all over the house. You probably already know how it is. So let's grab some browns for the wooden door, and I think I'm going to go for like a bit of a reddishy brown. Which ones do I want? I struggle for ages finding colours sometimes. It's a tough decision. Oh, right then, I think I found some. So, we got, I think I'm going to try and do, I don't know, I'm so indecisive because I was going to do those that look like vines there in like gold, because I think they're meant to be brackets, but then again they could be vines, I don't know. So I was going to try and do them in like a goldish thing, but I don't know whether it would look gold or whether it just looked yellow. But I'm wanting to try and do a bit of a shadow underneath the vines or whatever they are, brackets and things, on the wood to make it look like it is overgrowing. So I'm going to fill in the green first on the vine just so I don't end up, you know, taking it away. So I'm just quickly going in with a really quick, literally dark green, and I'm just going to fill in the actual vine itself, just because sometimes I might end up going over the lines and then these all end up brown instead of green, so might as well just get them filled in. I'm not even bothering with highlights or shadows on those because they're that thin and small. I'm not really too fussed about that, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. You probably wouldn't really notice. So just filling the vines. I'll do the green, the leaves after because I don't know what colour to do the ones yet. Just about there. I've made such a mess of this page as well. Well, not a mess, but like, I don't know if you've found the same, but in this book, I don't know whether it's the type of paper, whether it's just me making a mess, but I find that colour just goes everywhere. Even if I lightly brush it off, like the edges tend to stay in different colours, like there's blue all over here from this, which is going to happen, but there's also like blue transferred onto this page, and then like on the back it's all like dirty from where it gets set down and stuff. This book's just dirty and a mess in general. We're not even halfway through the book, so I'm hoping it survives this long ass journey. Let's go in then. So what I think I'm going to be doing is going in with these. I don't know, I tend to change my mind as I'm colouring, but I've grabbed these ones out my pencil case anyway, and we have here beige 997, chestnut 1081 and dark umber 947. So I'm going to go in, and I think first of all I'm actually going to add in the shadow underneath, like the vines, and I think they're brackets. We're going to call them brackets, and I'm going to do them gold or yellowy, I think. So I'm just going to go in and add a bit of shadow underneath where they are, obviously just to kind of make it look like some kind of light shining on the door. And I'm going to do it underneath them all, so the light's coming down like this. So that's how we're tackling that. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay, so yeah, just a tiny bit of shadow underneath. Just makes them stand out a little bit more as well. What's that? Maybe I won't do it on the vines, maybe just the brackets. I don't know whether vines would make that much of a shadow. I don't know. I find that I press down quite hard in this book as well. I have been with some of these anyway. Some of them obviously I don't for blending, but then when you get like your final layer down and the last bit, I've been pressing down pretty hard. Hopefully we can move on to a new page though after this video. Finally, eh? Finally. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. So now I'm going to go in, I don't know where I want the lightest parts of the door to be honest. Maybe we'll do like a bit of a light area like that, I don't know. I tend to always do my light on the right hand side, I don't know why, but like if I was choosing between each side, I'd like to do it here or there, I always go for like this side. Maybe it's because I'm right handed, there's something to do with that, I don't know. But anyway, so I'm going to go in with a chestnut. I'm going to blend it out from the shadowy parts. Maybe we'll just do like areas really light all over it. Okay, so this is probably going to be a long video just because I really do want to cram in the whole of this page finish in one video now because it's taken so long. So what I'm going to do, I don't know whether I'm going to, at the time of editing, speed up my colouring or just put the music on while I'm doing all the bits that is like repetitive, and then and keep it at normal speed for you all, whether I'm going to just speed up a few bits so that it's not quite a long video, because I'm already at 2 hours of filming and we're not finished yet, so it's going to be a long one. We finished the door. I also added in the same wood effect to the like plank things that are there, so that's quite nice. I'm quite happy the way it turned out. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the door because I was a bit like, I don't know where to put the highlights and stuff. We didn't put too much highlight because sometimes you can put too much of a highlight and make it too bright, which makes it look a bit strange, and I felt like this door didn't want too much of a highlight because we've added the shadow in underneath the vines and it doesn't leave too much space for highlight anyway, so I just literally added the lighter colour in there on top of the chestnut brown so that it wasn't its own colour and wasn't too in your face. But next up, what I've done is I've grabbed a few colours just to finish off some of the little things. So I've got my tiniest pencils. I have these just to do the gold parts on the door. I did try to rub out some of the brown that I went over the line. Sometimes I'm not too careful when I'm rushing, but I couldn't get them up too well, so hopefully it'll be alright. I can't really tell you what colours I have because they're that small, I don't know, so I'm just going to tell you the numbers. So I've got 1034 here and 916 here, and then this green is Kelly Green 1096. The green's going to be for the random leaves that are still left behind, which I'm probably going to mix with yellow. With this yellow, and this yellow and orangey colour is to do the gold on the door. So I'm going to go in and add this darker orangey colour just on the darker areas of this gold thing. Normally to do gold I do use these two colours to mix with, I think it is the chestnut brown and a black colour, and it normally makes quite a nice looking gold, but for now I'm not really fussed about going too in depth with making the gold because it's really tiny parts to it, and I don't think I'd be able to get that much detail in these tiny sections anyway, so I'm just going to simply colour them in basically yellow, and then just add the orange is just for like kind of shadow on the gold, I guess, I don't know. This is quite a bright yellow really for the door. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change this yellow actually because that's quite bright. We'll save that for the leaves, and I'm going to use yellow ochre 942 instead, which is a bit of a darker yellow, so it's this shade instead, and go back over where I've just been because that ended up standing out too bright of a yellow for what I was looking for. These are really crumbly today. I've got lots of like pencil residue everywhere. So just to show that they're basically kind of gold on the door, you know. This yellow actually goes really nicely with that other one we used, the orangey one. I think it's called ginger root, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I have a second set of Prismacolors, so I'm not too fussed that I'm running out yet. I don't need to purchase another one. I did have two sets because I found one at a really discounted price, so I was like, can't pass up on that. So I have a backup set already, but once we're down the backup set, I'm going to need to order the individual stocks of the lower ones. Okay, you can't even tell there's two different shades of orange there really, but that's just to show that the door hinges are like kind of gold. Hopefully that stands out quite nice. I think the shadow underneath them also make them pop a little bit. And then now I'm going to do the door handle with the lock piece. Just try and get rid of some of the brown there. So I'm going to use the same two orangey yellowy colours, and I'm going to add the darker bit underneath where the handle is, going down just there, and then a little bit on the handle itself, and then I'm just going to go in with the lighter one and just add them together. I just think it helps, it makes the door stand out a bit more as well, having some brighter colours on there. I like it. I like the way that's turned out. So now we've got the leaves to deal with, and I'm going to probably just do green and yellow, simple and easy, just to speed up this process a little bit and get this page bloody done. So I have the green I already told you about. I have a light yellow, and do I want a different colour? Because I quite like at the minute mixing purples with greens. So I'm thinking maybe I will change my mind. Look how nice those three go together though. I love that combo. Maybe we should use this as something. I don't know, maybe we'll use it on the feather or the butterfly at the bottom. But anyway, for the leaves, I think I'm going to go with maybe purple and yellow. Let's see how it looks. So here I have Grade Lavender 1026 and Deco Yellow 1011. And I'm going to go in and add the lilac just at the bottom of the leaves, and then obviously go in and add the yellow to the very top. Let's see how it looks. Hopefully it'll look okay, because it's not too much of a bright yellow. It's more of like of a pastel-y calm yellow. I think that looks okay. I might go in and add a darker purple in the bottom just to give it a bit of depth. So here I have the Palmer Violet 10808. Yeah, just add in the little bit at the bottom. Thank you. And then I'm going to blend it again with the Palmer Violet, was it? No, lavender. I don't know. Yeah, Grade Lavender. Blending them together. Perfect. I'm quite happy with that, just so we got some different colour leaves in there, because sometimes you don't just want the boring old green. And I just want to do something a bit different sometimes. I've been thinking lately, I haven't done a live stream in so long on my YouTube as well, so if you are interested in me doing like a regular kind of live stream on my YouTube, or even on the Facebook, or I do stream on Twitch every now and again, if you're interested in a regular live stream, drop a comment down below or message me and let me know, and I can get something like that sorted so we can all come together and have a bit of a chat, because sometimes I feel like if I do a live stream, nobody knows it's going to happen, so they don't know to stop in, and I end up just sitting there talking to myself, which is just a typical day for me. But I just think if more people knew when it was going to be, you might actually want to stop in and have a little talk and colour along with me kind of thing. So I thought it might be quite nice to come together, have a colour and a coffee. Maybe we'll call it that, colour and coffee sessions. And what I'll do is I'll get a schedule made so that it's around, because I work from home and run my own business, self-employed kind of thing, so I can get a schedule made, and yeah, I can make it like a bit of a regular thing, get a schedule up on the Facebook page or Instagram so that you all know when to come and stop in, and we'll have like a colour and coffee together. Obviously I can't make you a coffee. I would if I could and post it to you, but you'll have to bring your own colouring and coffee. But I thought it might be quite nice, especially sometimes if you like talking with other people that are into crafts as well, or you just don't want to colour alone sometimes, you want a bit of a chat. So let me know, we'll get a schedule made. Also, if you are interested, comment as well or message and let me know what some of the times would be good for you, and I can look at sorting out, because I know obviously with time zones and everybody being all over the world, things are going to be a bit different. But if we I'll get something scheduled in, so maybe we'll do it as a weekly thing or a monthly thing or bi-weekly. Just let me know your ideas, your preferences, and we'll come together, have a little chat. And it means I can get a regular live stream going on YouTube, and we can have a bit of fun together. Also help each other out sometimes, because sometimes I really struggle with knowing what colours I want to do for what. So if you're all here chatting with me, you can help me out with the colours and stuff. That'd be quite nice, you know. I know quite a few colourists on YouTube do a lot of live streams with everyone, so it does seem like a really nice thing to do. And I would really like to just sit here and chat. That's why sometimes I stream on Twitch, just so I can have a talk with other crafters, or anyone in general really, while I'm crafting. Just gives you something to do as well, doesn't it? meet new people, make new crafty friends. Perfect. I haven't even done a crafty Twitch in a while because I've been doing a lot of gaming lately. I don't know if you know, but I have a gaming channel and I also have a gaming Twitch, and I normally stream on my gaming Twitch like 3, 4, maybe even 5 times a week. So a lot more than the colouring. And got some like regular people over on there now. We've just reached 83, I think, followers on my gaming Twitch, which I'm super excited and like grateful for. But if any of you are into gaming, feel free to come on by and say hello as well. I'm into quite a few different things, and it's quite nice. I like to use Twitch and YouTube as another way of like keeping track of my progress as well, because I can look back at it in like years or whatever to come and see like how far I've come. And I've also met a lot of new people which are super friendly, and it's really nice. So yeah, basically it's a long way of saying come say hi and drop a message down below and let me know if you would be interested in a regular live stream where we come together, and let me know kind of how often you'd like it and what times would be good for you. So I'm really happy with the way these leaves came out. I haven't done leaves that colour before, and I think they look really, really nice. They really pop, and they're a bit different to normal green leaves, so it makes them stand out more. I think I'm going to carry it on and do those ones there the same, just to spread out the niceness across the book, and to also just for speed, just get them done. Sometimes when you're coming towards the end of a page, do you sometimes just colour all the little things in like whatever? Because I do that sometimes. Just like, yeah, whatever, and colour all the little things in like whatever colour I have in my hand. It's like the kind of things that you just probably don't really notice. Just for speed, because sometimes I actually get excited when I come to the end of a page that I've completed it. I'm like, yay, I just want to get it done now. And that's what it's like with this one. It's kind of coming to the end and I'm like, come on, get it done. I have a video that I'm going to be filming straight after this one actually, which is going to be cross stitching based, and I have just started a new cross stitch project. It's a big one, like I need any more. I already have a lot on the go, but it's a really, really big piece, and I'm going to be filming a video just to be like, it's going to be called something like how I set up a big project for stitching, and it's going to be talking through everything I use to do a cross stitch project, especially like a large one, everything I get together to start it and what I use on a day-to-day basis. So if you're interested in that and do cross stitch yourself, or interested in cross stitch in general, then that might be a good one. So if you make sure you have the post notifications on, once you're subscribed, it is a bell icon next to my name somewhere at the bottom, or like under the video, and you'll get a notification sent to you from YouTube when any of my videos are up on my channel, and you should get a notification when that one goes live. So if you're interested, just a little heads up there. So what do we have left? I think we just have these 3 things left from what I can see, and then we have the stars in there, and what I might do is just add like a little bit of colour to the middle, but other than that I don't want to add too much to the middle and take away from the story. So what I think I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to go with these colours for the feather. I really like the way that these have looked on the leaf, and I've just added the green to it to so that it's not exactly the same as the leaves. So there's not too much we need to do with the feather, to be honest, but I think I'm just going to go in and add these in like next to each other kind of thing. I don't think I've ever coloured like a boho style leaf before. Feather, okay, leaf, a feather, you know what I mean. So I'm just gonna like, I don't know, do it whatever way. So we've got 3 colours, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nope, 1, 2, 3, this one. Oh, done the wrong one. Well, never mind. And then we'll do the end. And then I'm going to go in with the purple, or the darker purple. was going to just colour it in a way where you just ignore the lines and drawings on it and just cover it like it is just a feather, but I kind of wanted to make the most of the boho style and add to the look. There we go, and then I'm going to go in with the light purple. So these are just the same colours we've been using on the leaves. I just added the green in that I did mention earlier on that I was going to use on the leaves. And then we'll just finish it off with the yellow. Something a little bit different, I quite like it. I've missed the yellow on the opposite side here, but never mind. Okay, and then I'm going to go through the middle bit just with the dark purple just to cover up where we've gone over the lines and stuff. So if you like go over with the darker colour, obviously you won't see where we've gone over the line. A lot of that dark blue around the edges has gone over. So then we have a strange coloured feather, and then we have the butterfly, the bowl and the padlock. So with the bowl, I think I'm going to go in with some swirly colours in the background. So I'm going to get rid of this green, and we're going to add some swirly, like mystical colours to the background of the tub. So I've got my pastel blue, pastel purple, I want pastel yellow, which is basically cream. What else do we want? Yeah, light pink. That should be good. Oh, they look beautiful together. Let me show you. Don't you just love a good like pastel rainbow? I bloody love them. Bloody love them. Yeah, nearly done. I'm actually really happy with how the dragon turned out too. So, here we are. Look at this pastel beautifulness. We have the grey lavender 1026, cream 914, something peach 927, and powder blue 1087. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go in and do the bowl, and I need to try and get it in camera a bit more. Hang on, we're struggling a bit. We're struggling. There we go. So we have the bowl. So I'm not going to be doing anything super technical because I'm not very good with this kind of thing. I always want to try and do like pastel swirly backgrounds that look all mystical and cute, but I've never been very good at it, and I'm really trying to like learn how to do it well. So I'm just going to give it another go here, and we're just going to add like blotches of these colours. There's not going to be any sense to it. They're just going to like swirl in and out of each other. Because it's not a big piece anyway, so it won't matter too much if it doesn't look that good, I guess. And then what I'll probably do is just add some white dots to it with highlight after. So I've got the powder blue down. I think I'm even going to go over the top of the stars, like sod it. They can just be in there as part of the thing. And then we've got the purple. And then the peach. So pretty. They go really well together. Okay, there we have that mystical bowl. And then I'm probably just going to colour the actual bowl itself do a bit of like peach. Nothing too technical. Maybe just do the whole drawing like a mixture of all the colours to add to the rainbowish, like show it's like a mystical cute bowl. That's the bowl colour, really quick and lazily, but I actually quite like how the swirls turned out. Now we just need to do the butterfly and the padlock, so I'm going to carry on with the same colour theme and use it on the butterfly just for quickness, but also for, what's the word, just to make it similar so there's not too much different colours and busyness going on. I want to keep some of it kind of matching and similar, otherwise it would look too crazy busy. So I'm going to carry on with the purple because we've got quite a bit of purple in this box, so it'll probably go quite nice, and use that on the wings. We're not doing anything crazy nice and special on these few little pieces because they're small anyway, and we've got a lot going on the page that's already going to draw people's eyes in, so I'm not too fussed on making everybody like drawn into all these smaller things. I think people's eyes normally get drawn straight into the lights anyway and the dragon. Mine do anyway. There we go, a little butterfly. So now we just need to do the padlock. And I think I'm going to use the dark yellowy orangey things that I used earlier on, but just add the dark brown in as well. Which is, I think it's this one. Yeah, terracotta, so I'm just using this to give the shadow, well, shadow, I say shadow like, you know, in the darker areas of the gold. And I think I'm going to add in as well maybe some sand, 940, on some of the extra light areas, because these two kind of, you can't really tell the difference too much between them, so I want there to be a bigger contrast. Okay. I'm ignoring the pattern on it and just colouring it like it is one big piece. Okay, I think that looks alright. I'm just going to colour the whole of the inside in this. I know you might think maybe black, but because I've done the gold quite like an orangey brownish coloured gold, I feel like the inside of the padlock would be the same colours but just like the darker version, so just done that in that. What do we have left? So we just have the stars, which I might do in a nice like pen. Other than that, we're about done. I don't want to add really anything to the middle because I feel like I would ruin it if I did that. Maybe we could just quickly go over it with the really light colour. I think I might go over the middle with a really light grey and then maybe do a bit of a darker grey into the corners, but that'll probably be about it. So I've just grabbed the 20% cool grey and I'm literally going to fill the whole thing and then maybe just do like a darker grey on the corners, just so it doesn't stand out too bright off the page compared to everything else. I'm just using the side of my pencil. It helps to get rid of the streak lines, but it also helps to cover more at the same time and to give a light layer instead of like the hard point on the end. Let me zoom out a little bit. You probably can't even really see it. I haven't gone over very hard at all. I just want to take the brightness away from that part of the page because everything else seems like it's all coloured and that just looked too bright, I think. So look how fast that was done, just using the very side of the pencil nib, and it also has helped not have sharp bold streak lines, and it was a lot quicker. So yeah, I feel like that's helped dull it down a little bit. Maybe I'm going to add a bit of a darker. Look how funny the pencil looks now though. But you can see what part of the pencil nib I used. It maybe just do like a little bit in the corners, just to like give it a bit of an antique-y look. You literally barely have to press on at all with this. Like if you press on too hard, it will just go, it will make it go weird. So I'm really trying to hardly press on at all. I don't really know if that's done much or even looks right, but that's the middle. I just didn't know what to do with it. I didn't want to do too much to it. So anyway, here is the page finish. Actually, no, it's not. Hold on. I don't have my sparkly pens on me, so we're just going to quickly colour these stars in yellow. Just any old yellow. Doesn't matter too much. When I find my white highlighter, I may just go over the lines of the stars with the white highlight. But other than that, it's done. Finally. Finally done. We've made it. So there we have it. A page finish. Like, that doesn't really look right with the dark backgrounds, but never mind. It's all a learning curve. I already said that I wasn't too happy with this blue at the bottom. I wanted it to look like nighttime, daytime, but I think that I should have started the dark blue from up here and faded down to light blue, just because that's nighttime, so it's like it's fading down. But oh well, it's too late now and I ain't changing it. But I'm pretty happy with it other than that. Cute dragon, cute little mouse in her flower garden, and we've got the really pretty lanterns, which I really like, and I'm really happy with the curtain. So if you enjoyed seeing this part of the colouring challenge so far, I don't know what number video we're on, but page 1 complete, then please hit the like button down below. Also, if you did want to follow along on this journey of this ultimate colouring challenge where we are going to finish this whole book, then hit the subscribe button. It means the absolute world to me, and we would love to have you in this little crafty crew that we have going now. All my social medias and everything you need to know is all linked in the description at the bottom, and you just know that the next colouring challenge video that goes up is going to be a start of a brand new page in here. So I'm excited. I don't know if you are, but I'm looking forward to it. Again, thank you so much if you've got to this point in the video and you're still here with us. Please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!